Yachts for Sale and Charter YouTube channel opening a window into the world of yacht brokerage, and today answering the question, why buy a yacht? Well, as you may know, I've now arrived in Fort Lauderdale in the United States, and this video is inspired by an event that happened over the weekend. I'm seriously thinking of buying my first boat, and I've realised that I really need to get out on the water more just to learn about boating, about how to tie up to the dock, how to leave the dock, how to manoeuvre. And so very kindly, a friend of mine called Juan Murillo took me out boating on the weekend to teach me a few of the basic lessons. Actually, Juan is a broker himself, not with Northrop & Johnson. He has a great Instagram channel, so to say thank you to Juan, I'm going to put a link to his Instagram account in the description below. As we were going through Miami, he was very keen to show me the various properties that his clients own and some of the yachts that they own, and we ended up tying up next to the yacht of one of his clients, which gave me a very interesting opportunity to talk to the yacht owner, who was completely new to yachting. Now, this gentleman had moved down to the Fort Lauderdale area and really just bought a small boat. When I say small, about 25 foot, because when you're in Fort Lauderdale, what else do you do? There's so much water here, it just makes sense to buy something to get out on the water. He found he enjoyed it, and in a very short time, indeed, he then bought a much larger yacht. And that's where I met him, on his much larger yacht, which was a real beauty, by the way. And he made a very interesting comment to me. He said that basically yachting has changed his life because he found weekends quite boring. Now, I should say this is a very highly successful businessman, but still, the weekends, they became quite repetitive. He'd be at home with his family and enjoying the company of his family, having a drink, having something to eat. And he said, basically, I don't do anything different now. I'm still with my family. I still have something to eat. I still have something to drink. But I'm on a yacht, I'm on the water. It changes everything. It changes your whole perspective of things. And that's maybe the first point about why buy a yacht. It's that disconnect. It's that getting away from your normal routine. You might have a beautiful house. You probably have several beautiful houses if you're a yacht owner. You can stay in the best hotels, and probably, again, if you're a yacht owner, you spend a lot of time in hotels. But getting out on a yacht is a total disconnect from that kind of routine. It does refresh your mind, refresh your brain, and give you something really to look forward to on your weekends. That's especially the case, of course, if you do live in South Florida, where there's so much water and it's so easy just to walk down to your yacht at the back of your house, untie and get out onto the ocean. So that's the first reason, the disconnect. Now, the second reason is really about relaxation, and to explain what I mean by that, I'd like to tell you a story of the largest yacht that I ever sold, which was, as you can imagine, to an immensely wealthy individual and his family. Unfortunately, when I sold that yacht, it was subject to so many confidentiality agreements, I can't give you too many details about it, but I will never forget a conversation I had with the grandchildren of the owner of this yacht. Now, this gentleman had built his business from zero to about 70,000 employees, and his business is a household name for many people. So the amount of work that he'd put into building a business like that is absolutely impossible for somebody like me to fathom. I did notice his focus on the business was absolutely incredible, like nothing I'd ever seen before. And to think of a man like that ever relaxing is kind of hard to imagine. And in fact, the family said that the first week that he's on the yacht, he's still pretty active and working quite hard. By week 2, he's starting to unwind, but by week 3, he totally relaxed. And what value is there in that, really? Many yacht owners will say that the only place they can really relax is on a yacht. These are people who own beautiful homes, can stay in any hotel in the world, get the finest of service, the finest of food, but the feedback from all of them is that the only place they can relax is on their yacht. And that's really the second key reason to buy a yacht. It is for that total relaxation. If you are very focused on your business and you find that it really is all that you're ever thinking of, it goes without saying, it's good to be able to refresh your batteries, recharge, totally relax and then go back into your business with a refreshed mind. That actually has a financial value to be able to do that, even though of course it's difficult to calculate. So that's reason number 2, relaxation. So we have disconnect, relaxation, and here's the third reason. And it was pointed out to me by a client years and years ago whose yacht I was involved with the construction of, a totally new yacht. And this client was a real negotiator. He asked for a lot of extra things on the yacht, and every time that we went to him with a price, he'd want to negotiate the price down. And it became a bit of a joke between the two of us that we'd have this backwards and forwards. I tried to do the best I could for the shipyard to get a reasonable price, or at least not to lose money on the extras, and he would always knock me down. And sometimes after we'd come to an agreement, a week later he'd say, "David, I've been thinking about it. I think you really did not do me a good deal on that extra, so I want to renegotiate." It was an amazing experience. And he made the point to me. He said once, "David, I'm rich. I'm not stupid." And he was saying that everything he'd done in his life was really to accumulate wealth, not to do things which lose money. So it begged the question, which I asked him, so why did you buy a yacht? Because that's certainly not a way to accumulate wealth. You will lose money on a yacht. When you consider the devaluation of the assets, the running costs of a yacht, it's not something that you do to accumulate wealth, that's for sure. His reply was absolutely epic. He looked at me and said, "David, you don't understand. Everything that you do on a yacht is better." He said, "I sleep on my yacht, I sleep better. I eat on my yacht, the food tastes better." And then he gave me a third example and said, "Everything you do on a yacht is better." Now, I've spent some time as a guest on various yachts, and I have to say, there's a lot of truth in that. A meal on a yacht somehow tastes better. When you sleep on a yacht, you really do sleep more deeply and wake up more refreshed. So that's maybe the third good reason to buy a yacht. That is to say, everything you do is accentuated. It accentuates the senses. And whilst it's true that most yacht owners have spent a life accumulating wealth, if they own already a $4 or $5 million yacht and upwards, then almost certainly they already have every car they could ever wish for. Most of them have car collections which are absolutely amazing and are very happy to show me photographs of their car collections. For sure they'll have 2 or 3 properties which are beautiful homes that most people can only ever imagine of having. For sure they can travel by private jet, and still they have millions and millions of dollars acquired in wealth. So what are they going to do with that money to really benefit from it? Well, the return on investment with a yacht can't be measured in terms of dollars, but certainly it can be measured in terms of smiles, memories, quality time with your family, in an amazing atmosphere that you will never get in any of the world's greatest hotels, certainly not in any of your homes. And so that is the reason that many yacht owners do buy a yacht, because it is that return of investment in the quality of your life rather than in the size of your bank account, which is already at a considerably high level. With that in mind, over the next weeks, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I'm in our head office in Fort Lauderdale, where we have an absolute wealth of knowledge and experience amongst the brokers. We'll be looking at explaining to you the process of how to buy a brand new yacht from a shipyard, how to buy a brokerage yacht, how to just get out on the water with your first boat or yacht. And by the way, that enjoyment of being out on the water is very, very great if you're in a 20-foot Intrepid, or if you're in a $100 million mega yacht. Being out on the water is an absolutely wonderful experience if you can possibly do it. So we'll be digging into that as well and looking at ways that you can get out on the water. We'll be discussing with some of our charter brokers how to charter a yacht. If you already own one, how you can put it on the charter market, what you need to do to prepare your yacht for sale. So much great information. I'm thankful that I have the time to do that while I'm here. And one of the reasons that I do have the time is because right now yachts are selling so quickly that it's difficult to get on board them, to film them, to do walkthrough videos, because many of them are no longer available for sale. That said, we do have a number of yachts yet to film, so there'll be lots of walkthrough videos to show you too. So I look forward to being able to publish those. And of course, as always, I'd remind you that if you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe and click on the bell icon as well to get notifications of new videos coming out. I'm also doing a lot more with my Instagram account now, showing images behind the scenes, updating you on where I am and what I'm doing. So there's also a link to my Instagram account in the description below. And finally, I'm also sending out a lot more newsletters than I ever have, with inside information from the industry and insights into what we're doing with this YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, don't smash the like button. Just lean across the keyboard and delicately touch it with your finger.